Hello guys, this is the first ever podcast episode of, I don't know what to call it, so it's a work in progress. If you have any suggestions, shoot them my way. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. It is the first ever episode, so I'm kind of, trying out new things. This is the third time in like 2 minutes that I'm recording this because it just stops. And yeah, I could just keep going, but I am not gonna edit this shit, let's be honest. It is Thanksgiving evening. I hope you guys are having had a great time with your loved ones. I'm not gonna get into, how I feel about Thanksgiving Day itself, but my dinner was fantastic. I'm bloated to filth. Had myself dessert. Now I'm chilling. Gonna take my little siesta. It's still early in the evening. Anyway, so I'm working out. Obviously, this is the first episode, working out the kinks. I don't know if I want to do, spitball just a bunch of topics or just one main one. But I'm gonna go bold. I did pre-record this little story time, which I'm going to try to keep under 10 minutes. I've recorded it a million times and it usually doesn't stay under 10 minutes, but I'll try. But yeah, I'm going to go all out-ish and start with a story time that may or may not put you guys off and may make this the first and last episode that you ever listen to. So, the other day, I was on TikTok, and I came across a video of a woman who said that she had interviewed a necrophile. Now, for those of you who don't know, a necrophile is someone who engages in necrophilia. Necrophilia being, sexual gratification from, assaulting, using, raping, touching, dead individuals, bodies, cadavers, corpses, what have you. And that reminded me of the time that I went on a first date with this individual from Tinder. Now, let me set the scene. Before I do that, I want to preface this by saying, I know I'm stupid in this particular situation. I know that I should have gone ahead and reported it. And I will, later on in the story, I'll kind of explain why I didn't. But yeah. So, if you really need to, guys, please listen to this on 1.3 speed. I shit you not. There will be a lot of filler words. My brain doesn't work as quickly as it once used to. So, setting the scene, this was early January to early February of this year. I was on Tinder, as a bored person does, which is a cesspool, by the way. Oh my gosh. I'll talk about Tinder later. I tend not to go on other apps just because the thought of toggling back and forth between, 2-3 different dating apps is just absurd to me. But yeah, I'll get into I'll go in depth into how I actually feel about Tinder later. Anyway, so I went on this date. This guy and we had matched. At the time, I was rewatching Game of Thrones, so I was on my Kit Harington, Jon Snow shit, right? And this individual I believe he was part Hispanic, but, at first glance, he looked very much white. He had a big, beautiful nose. God damn it, I love a good schnoz. And dark curly hair. So right away, I'm like, boom. Based on the information that he had in his profile, I think he didn't seem too bad. I go ahead and swipe right. We match. We're talking for a couple of weeks. Started off on Snapchat. Disclaimer, I don't use Snapchat like that because I'm damn near 30. If you still do, ew. But I keep it just in case because I don't remember my credentials. And, it's just a safer choice if I were to, go on Tinder or like meet someone out in public. I don't really like giving out my number or my Instagram willy-nilly. So that's the route that we chose. We were talking for a little bit. Again, had intelligent enough conversation. Didn't raise any red flags. He did mention that he had a child, a little girl. I never saw pictures of her, which I'm not complaining about, because I think people who share pictures of their kids, así nomás, is just odd. So for all I know, she could be real. She could just have been made up. I don't know. Moving on. So we're talking a couple of days before we had said that we were going to meet. He goes AWOL. And he just stops replying, stops sending memes, sending, even reactions to like messages to let me know that they'd been seen. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, are you okay? Like, are we still on? Do you want me to just stop replying? Because, I can take a hint, but I just wanted confirmation. So he replies back, I think that same day, a few hours later, he says, no, I'm so sorry. I'm having, family issues. I had this thing with my cousin going on. I said, no big deal. Whatever. Are we still on? Yes. Okay, cool. So we agreed to meet up in downtown. I usually like to park in the same parking lot. I'm not going to give it out. Yes, I am gatekeeping. So we park there, we meet there, obviously park side by side. And then we head over to the food lab, which was our original plans. And I think we shared something. I do want to say, I don't know if we had a drink while there. But I know for sure he had a wax pen on him. So he was hitting that periodically. Nothing like too ratchet, like, oh, like I need this to like have fun or function. Which, I mean, that's to each their own, I suppose. But as far as I know or remember, he was high to an extent, And then we head over to the arcade for a bit. Then we start making our way back. This was a Sunday evening, so I didn't want to stay out too long anyway. And then we went back to his car. Like I said, it was in early January, so it was cold. And we were talking about this and that, getting to know each other just a little bit more. And I don't know if it was because he felt comfortable or if it was because he was really high or high enough. But at some point, he drops his bomb on me. He says, Daisy, I have really strong desires and fantasies of killing people. Oh man, as soon as I heard this, I'm just like, you know what? This is my dream come true. As a woman, first date, alone, in a car, in a parking lot with maybe one or two other cars, in the dark. Love this for me. So, at first, obviously, I'm like, you're joking, right? And, he just kind of goes on about it. He starts, like, fake crying, like trying to convey the seriousness of it. Kind of like, oh, no, Daisy, like, you don't know how hard it is. Like, I actually, like having this desire, not being able to act upon it is so hard, and I think about it all the time. Like, it consumes my everyday thoughts, and it slowly starts to sink in. This dude is being very much serious right now. And at that point, I'm just like, okay, what are my options right now? Do I get out? Do I leave? Do I say, okay, I am actually not feeling well, or I need to go, it's getting late, or do I call the police? Like, what do I do? So I, survival instincts kick in, and I decide to, at least stay there for a few more minutes, just to kind of play it cool, not make it seem like I'm scared or worried. Try to kind of gain his confidence at the same time as well. So I'm trying to coax some more information out of him. And he's like, yeah, like, it's just something that I've been struggling with for a while, and I don't know what to do about it. And apparently, another big piece of information is that his dad knows. He shares with him whenever he's like having these urges, whenever he's, feels like he is on the verge of doing it or something. I want to say that he did, sorry, that's my family in the background. I want to say that he did go to a psych ward at some point, but I'm not 100% sure. So, moving on. His dad, he told me, has a major position, an important position within either Riverside or Moreno Valley Police Department. So, yeah. When he said that, I was like, oh, so your dad's covering up for you, essentially. I mean, I didn't say that out loud, but it was in the back of my head. And also I was thinking like, oh shit, like if I were to report this, who would take it seriously? Would they just try to, brush it under the rug? Would they come after me personally and threaten me? So, I'm trying to get more info out of him. And then he mentions that the reason why he went AWOL before our date was because he had a cousin. And this cousin had either gone to jail or had just gotten out or something. And then this cousin hits him up, my date, and he says, hey man, like so-and-so is bothering me. He's saying some shit. Do you want to pull up on him? Now this guy, being the psychopath that he is, of course says yes, right? And so they go and they meet him, and he tells me that they beat him close to death, and that it was so hard for him to stop. Like it was like the thrill of seeing him in pain, of him having the power over him, was like no other, or some shit like that. And I'm just like, oh, like, am I an accomplice now or something? Anyway, we kept talking, and eventually I made my way home safely. I don't think he caught on to or felt like I was going to report him, But after that, obviously, I tried to distance myself from him as much as possible. I pulled an Irish exit. I didn't, give any explanations or anything. And he thankfully did not press on or blow up my phone or anything like that, because there's a whole other story time as to why I'm traumatized by that sort of stuff. But the reason why I gave that little disclaimer at the beginning that I know I'm stupid is because to this day, I have no information on him. I don't remember his name. I think I took screenshots of conversations or of his contact info or something, but I deleted it all. I deleted his phone number off of Snapchat. And trust me, I've gone back several times and tried to find, I've combed through pictures, texts, blocked people, or my blocked contacts on both my phone and Snapchat, but I can't find anything, man. It bothers me so much. But yeah, that's pretty much where it ends there. The few times when I get bored and, jump back on Tinder, I always try to keep an eye out for him. I've never seen him since then. I don't know if maybe he saved my number and now uses like the block contact feature that they have on these apps, or if he simply, just gave up on the apps or has a partner now. If he does, bless her soul. But yeah, I'll still try to keep an eye out for him. And maybe get some more info if I ever have the opportunity to do so, because God knows we don't need people like that around, Okay, I hope this was entertaining enough. I'll have more story times and or bullshit opinions in episodes to come. Like I said, you got any podcast name suggestions, drop them somewhere. I don't know how these things work. DMs, comments, whatever. Anyway, happy holidays, guys. Drive safe, be safe, stay safe.